When you think of automotive mobility, brands like Mercedes, BMW, Volkswagen, Toyota, Honda, Tesla, and BYD instantly dominate your subconscious, their logos etched like global overlords on the asphalt of aspiration. But what if I told you there's an African indigenous automotive industry punching above its weight, yet remains a ghost in the headlines, overshadowed by the key players? Is it buried upon arrival, or something more sinister? You're not wrong if you lean toward the shadows. The uncomfortable questions we're unpacking today: why do these innovators and entrepreneurs barely make headlines? You'll be shocked by what surfaces when we strip away the gossip, pierce the propaganda, and expose the reality acting as a kill switch to Africa's first European standard automotive industries. Gentlemen and ladies, meet Innoson Vehicle Manufacturing, Nigeria's trailblazing homegrown automaker, a testament to Igbo ingenuity forged in the fire of necessity. Founded in February 2007 by Chief Innocent Chukwuma, an Igbo entrepreneur from Niue, Anambra State, Innoson didn't stumble into vehicles overnight. He started humbly in the 1980s, trading motorcycle spare parts amid Niue's bustling markets, dubbed Africa's Japan for its scrappy manufacturing vibe. By the early 2000s, he'd pivoted to producing affordable Nigerian-made motorcycles, undercutting imported Tokunbo, those used bikes that, honestly, just choked local trade. Spotting the glitch in Nigeria's streets, millions of cars zipping by, and yet zero built domestically. Chukwuma grabbed the bull by the horns. In 2010, then, President Goodluck Jonathan commissioned IVM's Umudim plant with an initial capacity of 10,000 units annually. From buses like the Uzo minibus to SUVs like the G80, and even Nigeria's first locally assembled electric vehicle unveiled on September 11, 2024, Innoson boasts 70% local parts sourcing, rugged designs for Africa's pothole-riddled roads, and prices starting under $15,000, slashing import dependency. Is this a glitch or a pattern? Tech is brewing in Africa, alright? Not with guns and wars, but a revolutionary shift that's rewriting the narrative of the continent as a condemned raw material exporter, shipped out at near zero cost for exploitation by Western and Asian puppeteers. The epicenter of today's exposé? Innoson Motor Vehicles, an automotive powerhouse in Africa that feels like the sand beneath its feet is swallowing it whole, established in Nigeria, yet starved of the oxygen it deserves. To grasp Innoson's enigmatic bind, carefully crafted like a velvet noose, we must zoom out to the broader spectrum. Since Nigeria's sticky independence on October 1, 1960, the nation has leaned hard on Western and Asian automotive imports. Every ride from the United States, Canada, Germany, Tokyo, but not a whisper from African soil. Even South Africa's assembly lines? Mere branches of Western tech, not indigenous fire. Here's where it twists. 90% of cars flooding Nigerian roads hail from salvage yards abroad. Tokunbo wrecks, patched and peddled as affordable. Let that sink in like crude oil into Delta swamps. You'd think Innoson's made in Nigeria fleet would slice 50 to 70% from this hostage market, unleashing a local boom. But no, penetration flatlines at under 5%, a whisper against Toyota's roar. This is where trajectories shatter. The key players who should champion Innoson turned their backs, not China, USA, or Europe, but the Nigerian government itself, and by extension, its citizens. This betrayal layers complexity like onion skins of suspicion, raising eyebrows and red flags. To decode, we dissect two factors. First, geopolitical disentanglement. Second, geopolitical hegemony. They sound like twins, but if they're the same blood, why the forked names? The disentanglement brewed poverty through Western loans and aid traps. Think IMF structural adjustments that devalued the naira from parity with the dollar at independence to a gut-wrenching 22 naira per dollar by 1986 under the second-tier foreign exchange market, or SFM. After 1986, waves of devaluation, peaking at 17 naira per dollar under Babangida's IMF pact, pushed citizens below the poverty line, their eyes glazing over brand-new Innoson rides, priced not far from Tokunbo scraps. With about 40% of Nigerians scraping by on less than $2 a day by 2025, the average Joe, well, he eyes salvage imports at half the cost. Economic sabotage? Even as homegrown, Innoson's fleet isn't exactly cheap in a nation where fuel subsidies vanished in May 2023, spiking transport woes. Now, the next kicker at the block. If citizens can't afford it due to engineered penury, that's grim, but, graspable. But when Nigeria's government, the custodian of the purse, ditches Innoson, it really screams foul. From 2010's commissioning fanfare to sporadic orders, like 40 buses to Anambra in 2019, federal patronage trickles like a faulty tap. Nigerian Army, police, FRSC snag pickups and ambulances, but bulk fleets? Toyota, Lexus, Honda, Mercedes, Volkswagen, Volvo, every mouse and rat from abroad except Innoson. This is an oversight. It's a middle finger to self-reliance. Why a collective cold shoulder when Western backers ghosted? What if it's not mere cost, but a calculated call? To unpack the government's backlash against Innoson, rewind the tape. Who is he, really? Where from? Does it tie to political hysteria? Instead of handshakes and headlines, it was blackout.
Alright, so after this video clip, I'm gonna start dropping the brutal bombshells that will quake the very fabric of everything you know.
That bus is upward.
Yes, no, down.
Okay, down.
15-seater, 17-seater, 18-seater, 15-seater only can produce here. This CNG.
Oh, these are
we made them.
Production.
100%. We make produce with 100%.
100%.
100%.
Wow.
We form the chassis, we form everything, and get it like this.
Wow.
You understand?
Yeah.
CNG is way forward now. With what the government is doing on CNG, I believe in near future, Nigeria will master by CNG because government focus attention to make change happen in Nigeria. So I believe that we have a greater future on CNG. That's why I started producing CNG in all buses and CNG in all cars now. Yes, there is CNG engine and there is some of them that use CNG and also use fuel, but also convert to CNG. But now we focus on producing CNG. Because it is so economical, mainly commercial vehicles, so that the transporter can make it.
What about the concerns? People say, oh, the gas can explode.
No. People did not understand what is CNG and normal gas cylinder for cooking. Yes, some people are trying to use the one for cooking. CNG is safer. It can explode. And we have a system, immediately you maintain the guideline is more safer than even fuel. We started the production before the government's attention on it. We are doing it. Many people now are going to CNG because of government want people to use CNG. But we have started 2 years before. Yes, we know the system, we design it and we are doing it correct.
Founded in 2007, Innoson Motors has grown from a daring idea to a symbol of local pride, now producing a wide range of vehicles from sleek sedans to rugged pickups and buses tailored to Nigerian roads. These cars are designed with the Nigerian terrain in mind: durable, fuel efficient, and most importantly, affordable.
producing electric
I started producing electric
last
here. No, electric I started this year.
My next stop
CNG is
is
what I
electric
started
vehicles, which are gaining traction here in Nigeria and the continent, with both local and international brands offering options.
People are so much interested, and because of how you look at it. No engine.
Wow.
Electric, but you can move. You can drive it, and you can go anywhere.
Anywhere in the
Yes,
country?
anywhere. This one cover the charging will be covered 400 kilometers.
400 kilometers.
Yes, 400 kilometers. Charge again.
Because that's one of the concerns for people.
No, this one
Nigerians
is 400 kilometers. You charge again.
Wow. Well, Nigerians are a bit concerned about how do we get to charge
Yes. No,
our
no, no.
cars
It's
if
very
we
simple. 400 kilometers you can charge any day. If you are using want to go for a walk, can you drive 400 kilometers? You understand? So 400 kilometers is enough. Yes.
But I'm not sure we have too many charging stations in Nigeria.
Small times will be everywhere.
Because that's another
Small
big.
times will be everywhere.
So where do we charge this car now? Where's the charging? I know for fuel.
Like here, we charge it in this factory.
Oh, you have it charging.
I have charging points here.
Charging
when I
points
produce,
here.
here, that's what I do. I test here.
As a businessman, I'm sure you'll be eyeing to someday have a factory that
If
produces battery.
if any state buy enough electric vehicle from me, I'll make a charging point in their state,
Oh wow.
free of charge.
Wow.
If they buy enough quantity from me, for myself, I'll make a charging point in their city.
Where they charge, they can
Where they
charge the
they
electric
can charge.
vehicles.
Yes, yes. Any state, I'm ready to do that for them.
Wow. Have you done it for any states yet?
Yes, I'm negotiating to do.
Oh, great. Fantastic. Fantastic.
IVM is one of the key players here in Nigeria, producing various electric vehicles. And while the current EV adoption rate is relatively low, it's steadily increasing, fueled by rising fuel costs, environmental concerns, and growing demand for urban transport. Nigeria has also set ambitious goals, including 100% zero-emission sales for new cars and vans by 2040. But is this target feasible?
In near future, people go to CNG and the electric car. They will go to CNG more.
More than electric cars?
Yes, electric car. Nigerians doesn't like a battery. Can have about 8 years lifespan. And if the battery die in 8 years of lifespan, you will buy a new battery. Until we have factory here that produce battery, that you can take your old battery and they take small money and give you a new one. That's where the electric car will go. If your factory starts to produce the battery here, as far as the battery is not here, after 8 years, this original battery will go. You must change it. And the cost of the battery, it costs you not less than 40% of the car.
Oh wow.
Yes. And Nigeria drive motor 8 years, still new motor. You understand? If you are ready to buy that battery for 40% of the car, you use the other 8 years.
Wow.
Yes. But if there's a battery company here that produces battery, you will take your old battery and give them. They give you the battery in a smaller price. You understand? So that's why I think CNG is more easy, because CNG is everywhere in Nigeria.
But Nigerians are yet to truly embrace. We are a bit skeptical about electric.
But they will go. They will
Eventually
go
they will. You say this is the future.
Yes, this is the
electric
future.
cars.
Electric car is the future. Oh.
I know you travel a lot. You go to Asian countries, Japan, China. You have collaborations and partnerships with those countries. Talk to us what you see about those Asian countries with their electric cars there.
Well, in other countries now, most cars are going to electric because of cost of fuel. Some countries are using CNG. You understand? So Nigeria have the same thing. People that's ready to buy electric, it's available for them. People that want to buy CNG, it's available for them. We are here to serve them on their demand.
Nigeria is seeing an increase in EV usage, with estimates ranging from 15,000 to 20,000 EVs on the roads in early 2025. In fact, the Nigerian government, we understand, aims to increase local EV production to at least 30% by 2032, according to its National Action Plan for the Development of Electric Vehicle. Efforts are also underway to expand charging infrastructure, including the establishment of charging stations. But there are challenges and then opportunities too. For instance, while some EVs are becoming more affordable, the initial cost of purchasing an EV can still be a barrier for some consumers. Ensuring widespread availability of charging stations, especially in rural areas, is crucial for further EV adoption. And then, government policies and incentives play a vital role in promoting EV adoption and local manufacturing. In the meantime, continued innovation in battery technology and charging solutions will be essential for improving EV performance and affordability. And as Innoson's impact extends far beyond manufacturing, with over 7,000 direct and indirect jobs created and a strong supply chain rooted in local partnerships, the company is revving up industrialization in many ways few expected. We visit Nkwo Nnewi ultra-modern market. It was here that Chief Innocent first had his days of little beginnings selling spare parts, and now he uses the facility to display motorcycles and tricycles, while some offices still continue selling spare parts. But what's the story behind this visionary?
I was born in Nnewi, and I have my mother born 4 boys and 2 girls. Out of all, I'm the last son of my family. I started my school at Nnewi, at St. Michael Catholic School. My father died in 1978, while my mother died 2023.
How will you describe your father and your mother?
In fact, I would say that 2 of them are very close. My father is a civil servant before he retired and do private business. So, and my mother is a housewife. And when my father died, I feel like it is the end of the world, because I don't know my father will die. I was 18 years when he died, before my brother took over to train me. Yes.
When you remember when you were a child, what do you remember?
Well, I remember when I'm a child, my family pampers me so much because I got an accident when I'm 6 years old. So they take care of me very well and look at me as a miracle child. Yes, because I get a fatal accident that they hope that I will die. But finally I succeed. So my father and all my family are looking care of me very well.
I'm not sure if the accident is the result of the scar you have.
Yes, that is part of it.
Wow.
It is my toys used to wash. When my senior brother hold me to cross the road, I remove my hand to pick my toys used to wash. Then motor smashed me.
Wow.
And nobody believed that I'm alive. They took me put by the side of the road and cover me as a dead person for about 3 hours before there is a sign, before they take me to hospital.
Wow. I'm sure you're grateful that you're alive today.
I'm so grateful. I'm happy that I'm alive today.
In 1978, after he was done with secondary education, he applied to study engineering at the university, but while waiting, he realized he did not meet the cutoff mark. He later went to help his elder brother, Gabriel, out in his medicine store, with his brother he realized he had a natural talent for trading. And that's why in 1981, after his education, the young Innocent began trading in spare parts, a very lucrative business in southeast Nigeria. He then founded the company Innoson Group with Innoson Manufacturing, Innoson Tech, and Industries Co. Limited as its subsidiaries in 1982. In 2007, Innoson Vehicle Manufacturing was established with its headquarters in Nnewi, Anambra State. IVM is also known as the pride of African roads.
I started with Mr. Pius Maraka, the senior brother of Charis. He taught me how to be trading on motorcycle spare parts. After that, my brother established for me and start and trade for my brother for some years. Then from there, my brother established my own. So my brother, Mr. Gabriel Shkuma, he established me my own after I traded for him for some time. So from there, from that trading, I learned motorcycle spare parts. From that trade, I started both motor spare parts. From there, I start motorcycle assembly. When I start motorcycle assembly, it is only very few companies are doing motorcycle assembly. Honda is doing for, Leventis are doing for Honda. Bullos are doing for Suzuki. Yamaha are doing for Yamaha. So I'm the fifth company that established motorcycle assembly. CFAO are doing Mobret and Kawasaki then. So I started with the Innoson motorcycle. I do some brands. So my company is the fifth company that make motorcycle assembly. So from there, I do plastic manufacturing. I do a factory in Enugu where I am producing plastic. My plastic company is the largest in West Africa, until up to today.
Wow.
Yes, I have a very large plastic company in Enugu. I have also melamine factory in Enugu. And also I have tire factory, motorcycle tire factory in Enugu. So before I think of motor manufacturing. So when I look, I feel that Nigerians are always going to buy second-hand vehicles. So I look at it and study why Nigerians are going back to buy second-hand vehicles. I find out because of it's too expensive. I decide to do it here so that the price will be down for people. That's what makes me to go and start motor manufacturing.
IVM has partnered with state government, security agencies, and educational institutions, supplying customized vehicles and offering technical training.
There's a time insurgents are disturbing some areas in northern side of Nigeria, and Nigeria Air Force are ready to work, but because of some problems, they cannot get their spare parts from overseas. When they come to me, they are black assembling, and I manufacture it in my factory, even better than the one they import. I do it for them, give them. That's what they use to tackle their job that time. And they recommended me to NDA, Nigerian Defense Academy. They give me a doctorate degree because of that effort I make. When there is a COVID-19, so there's no ambulances. They come to me. I produce massive ambulances to Nigerians. That time they cannot even import it. Nobody can do, but I produce them local, give them. It is important to support local. If you are supporting the local made, when there's emergency, it will help.
The company doesn't just assemble cars, it builds opportunities. With over 70% of vehicle components made locally, the company has become a key employer across the southeast region, directly and indirectly creating thousands of jobs in manufacturing, logistics, sales, and service. Yet, perhaps the most transformative part of Innoson's story is not what it builds in factories, but what it builds in people.
How I employ is that if you are capable to do the job well, I employ you no matter where you are from. I'm not interested in travel. I'm interested for you to work. If you are working well, you are my friend. So I'm not interested to ask, are you from which region? It's not important. The important is for you to do the job well.
And in states like Kaduna and Kano, IVM vehicles are becoming common sights, from rugged pickup trucks used in farming to buses serving local schools and government agencies. But what's next for Chief Innoson Chukwuma and the IVM brand?
Because of CNG and the electric motor, I'm building a new factory that will contain. I want to separate the factory so that one will be for the small cars, one will be for big ones. So the new factory will be for the big trucks because of the space. A factory that has capacity to produce CNG buses and trucks, about 30,000 in a year. Because without that factory now, when the CNG peak in Nigeria, without that factory, it will be difficult to supply. So I'm building it already, and it will be ready in a short time.
Innoson Motors isn't just a factory. It's a symbol, a bold statement that Africa can build, innovate, and compete. With over 10,000 vehicles on African roads and counting, Innoson Motors is now the pride of the continent. IVM is proving that Nigeria doesn't have to rely solely on imports. It's not just about cars, it's about sovereignty, jobs, and a future where we export and not just consume. From tackling unemployment to giving Nigeria a seat at the table in the global auto industry, Innoson Motors isn't just building vehicles, it's building a vision. And as the wheels of progress turn, the road ahead looks promising. As Nigeria looks to diversify its economy and embrace homegrown innovation, companies like Innoson are steering the country into a new era, one vehicle at a time. From the streets of Nnewi to the highways of Africa, Chief Innoson Chukwuma's vision roars ahead. He is more than an entrepreneur. Chief Chukwuma is behind this homegrown revolution, and that's why he is an amazing African.
From his days of little beginnings to building a dynasty in the automobile industry, Chief Innoson Chukwuma's story is exceptionally inspirational, and that's why he is an amazing African.
Against Innoson, rewind the tape. Who is he, really? Where from? Does it tie to political hysteria? Instead of handshakes and headlines, it was blackout. If Western geopolitics whispered sabotage, you're spot on. But there's deeper rot. Innoson is an Igbo man from the eastern region. Bell ringing? Absolutely. To bridge the chasm, know this. Since independence in 1960, Nigeria's presidential throne has rotated among Hausa Fulani Northerners and Yoruba Southwesterners. Igbo, the third major ethnic pillar by land and population, that's 18% of 220 million Nigerians, locked out entirely. No Igbo head of state post-1960, a deliberate marginalization plaguing the East despite its 80% economic backbone via oil and trade. Deeper dive. The First Nigerian Civil War, from July 6, 1967 to January 15, 1970, pitted Igbo-led Biafra against the Federation, birthed by the 1966 anti-Igbo pogroms. 30,000 slaughtered in the North Federal indifference fueling secession on May 30, 1967. Over 3 years, more than 3 million Igbo perished from bullets, bombs, and blockade-induced starvation. Western backed Nigeria as proxy air raids raining hell, while Ojukwu's forces improvised. You know, after the war, Gowon's no victor, no vanquished declaration on January 15, 1970, well, it rang pretty hollow. Igbo assets were seized, and reintegration was just a farce, with hatred festering like untreated wounds. The East, which was once Nigeria's engine, faced colossal marginalization. Bank accounts were frozen, they were barred from the oil wealth, and sidelined in the civil service. But what if this isn't the full venom behind ditching Innoson administration after administration? I mean, if a Yoruba or Hausa had built this empire, federal backing and funding would flow like the Nile floods. Jobs for youth, economic lifelines amid 33% unemployment in 2025. Expansion? Oh, there would be billions in loans and tax breaks. Instead, Innoson's pleas for level fields, zero import duties on rivals' fully built units versus tariffs on his raw sheets, well, they echo unanswered. Being Igbo? That's strike one in the bigger sabotage. At this point, you're probably wondering, what's the unspoken spine of this backlash? The final straw on Innoson, buried deep, are the echoes of that 1967 to 1970 Civil War, where marginalization, thousands murdered in the 1966 pogroms, government inaction, ignited Biafra. Post-war scars? Gowon's platitudes masked exclusion. Fast forward to 2009, Boko Haram's insurgency erupts in Borno, bombing and slaughtering Christians in droves, over 35,000 dead by 2025 per UN tallies. Like the ghosts of the 1960s, Northern bias throttled the response. President Jonathan, from 2010 to 2015, flailed, but patterns repeated. Igbo cries drowned in ethnic favoritism.